On this video, I'll show you how I built my freestanding truck shell canopy awning and how I set it up. When I first started truck shell camping, I would just bring along a couple of those instant up pop-up type canopies, and those work pretty good as long as the weather is cooperating. What I don't like is when it rains, the rain will shed off all four sides of that dome shelter, and I like to back the pickup truck up underneath the canopy so that part of the camper shell is underneath the canopy. That way I can leave the window and the tailgate down while it's raining and not have to worry about getting wet. Well, with the pop-up canopy, the rain would come back on the camper shell. With this flat canopy, the rain will flow away from the camper shell, and I can even change the pitch so that the water will flow off the right side or the left side depending on the camp setup. When I started gathering up the parts to build this canopy, I went to Harbor Freight and bought one of their heavy-duty silver tarps. These silver tarps are pretty thick material. They have these reinforced corners on there. They reflect the sunlight, and this thing is held up really well. This particular one is about 7.5 feet by 9.5 feet, and it's less than 10 bucks. I got lucky and found a piece of aluminum angle laying around the shop that I used for one end of the tarp. I used aluminum pop rivets and stainless steel fender washers to secure the tarp about every 10 inches or so to the aluminum angle. On the other end of the canopy, I used a piece of thin wall conduit pipe, and once again about every 10 inches or so I used aluminum pop rivets and stainless steel washers to secure the tarp to the conduit. I found these heavy-duty tent poles from Cabela's. They come in 3 different sizes. I ordered 2 of each size. They have this nice locking cam type clamp that's really easy to use, and they so far have held up really nice. I bought 2 U-bolts from the hardware store and added a piece of silicone tubing to the U-bolt. I attached the U-bolt to the piece of aluminum angle, and this is where the longest tent poles will attach. I drilled vertical and horizontal holes in the conduit pipe to attach the other end of the tent pole that has the little rod sticking out of the end. Setting this canopy up with one person is not the easiest thing to do, but I've got a system down that works pretty good. After unrolling the canopy, the first thing I do is lay the end with the angle up on top of the truck shell. Next is to secure both sides of the aluminum angle using some ratchet rope so it doesn't move around while I'm trying to set up the rest of the canopy. Next, I install the long horizontal tent poles. First, the one end that goes inside the U-bolt, and the other end fits inside the conduit pipe. The next step is probably the trickiest part. Setting up the 2 vertical tent poles on the end on each side. I eventually used 2 ratchet ropes as guy lines on each corner for good stability. The horizontal tent poles are easily adjusted to take the slack out of the canopy. If I need to drive the truck somewhere after I get camp set up, I just raise the 2 tent poles on the end and drive the truck out from underneath. For added protection from the rain, or maybe just some added privacy, I can use spring clamps and an 8x10 tarp to attach to each side of the canopy for an instant wall. If the weather is nice and I just want something to help keep the bugs out, I hang up this screen material that I also purchased from Harbor Freight. The canopy rolls up nice and small, and it barely fits in the back of the truck shell. Well, I hope you found this video interesting or helpful in some way. Maybe you've got some ideas from this video. Maybe you have some ideas you can give me. Leave your comments down below. Consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.